Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Madeline and I like to make stuff. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the Mave skirt by True Bias Patterns. This is going to be a beautiful, flowy, three-tiered skirt with an elasticated waistband and drawstring. And for my fabric choice, I went with a mystery fabric that I got on sale. I'm guessing this is a viscose or a rayon, something very flowy and drapey and slippery. However, I would suggest if you're going to try this pattern, I would go with a lightweight woven like cotton or linen because my fabric choice ended up causing some fabric slippage later, as you'll see. But this pattern is very simple and straightforward. As you can see, I simply just finished off the edge of the pockets and I'm now pinning them to the first panel. Once I've done that, I pin both the back and front skirt together, top stitching around the pockets and sides. Okay, and finishing up that top panel was pretty much the most difficult part of the pattern, so we can move on. So just top stitching above and below that pocket opening for the top and throwing that to the side, and gathering the top row and sewing that together. If it is your first time gathering, I figured this out about halfway through, but if you lighten the pressure on your sewing foot as well as loosen your thread tension, it'll make things a lot more easy for you. I did end up with quite a few breaks and had to regather this a couple of times. And another tip I would say here is when you are sewing the gathered ends together, make sure your gathers are on the upper side towards your foot. I sewed this with them at the bottom, and again, that caused issues with thread nesting, with fabric slipping, and it turned out uneven. So don't make my mistake. So the directions weren't clear about finishing off these seams. I wasn't sure how to do that. I'm not sure that I love the serged finish. It just looks still a little raw. I'm wondering if a flat fell would work. I think that might be what I try next. So I totally forgot to film myself putting on the waistband, so my bad. But it was super easy, and right after that I did my first fitting. And of course, no project is complete without realizing that you missed about 5 different steps. So at this point, I realized that on the pattern piece, the waistband had lines that you were supposed to trace for your top stitching. I ended up having to make this up on the fly with the elastic inside, so it was a little difficult and it turned out a little bit wonky, but with how bold this print is, you really can't tell. And just like that, our skirt is pretty much done. Like I said, very simple, very straightforward. I'm turning up the edges about 1 inch for a hem. And I am realizing this later, I'm about 5'2". This pattern is pretty long. I only used, I think, 2 tiers and a ruffle. And I still need to take this hem in probably about 2 to 3 more inches. So just be aware of that too. All right, so here is the finished skirt. As you can tell, the top stitching is a little asymmetrical, but you really can't tell from probably more than 10 inches away. The pattern is so busy, so the skirt turned out great. You can't tell a single thing is wrong with it, and it is so light and flowy and perfect for summer. I will most definitely be making this again, probably in a linen or a cotton. I haven't decided yet, but I will definitely update you guys. So if you like this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Bye.